Alexander the Great, the life of a conqueror. Alexander III of Macedon, known to history as Alexander the Great, was born on July 20th, 356 BCE in Pella, the ancient capital of Macedonia. His father, King Philip II, was a formidable military leader who had united most of the city-states of mainland Greece under Macedonian hegemony. His mother, Olympias, was a princess of Epirus and a deeply religious woman who instilled in Alexander a sense of divine destiny. From a young age, Alexander was groomed for leadership and conquest. He was tutored by the philosopher Aristotle, who imparted to him a love of knowledge, science, medicine, and philosophy. Aristotle's teachings had a profound influence on Alexander, shaping his approach to governance and his appreciation for the cultures he would later encounter. At the age of 20, following the assassination of his father in 336 BCE, Alexander ascended to the Macedonian throne. He quickly demonstrated his military prowess by quelling rebellions and securing his kingdom's borders. His early campaigns included the swift and brutal destruction of Thebes, which served as a warning to other Greek city-states of the consequences of defiance. Alexander's ambition knew no bounds. In 334 BCE, he launched his campaign against the Persian Empire, which was then the largest and most powerful empire in the world. His army, though smaller in number, was highly trained and fiercely loyal. Alexander's tactical genius and the phalanx formation of his infantry played crucial roles in his victories. The first major battle of Alexander's Persian campaign was the Battle of Granicus in 334 BCE. Despite facing a formidable Persian force, Alexander's strategic use of cavalry and his personal bravery led to a decisive victory. This battle marked the beginning of his conquest of Asia Minor. One of Alexander's most famous military feats was the Siege of Tyre in 332 BCE. Tyre was a heavily fortified island city, and its capture required innovative siege tactics. Alexander ordered the construction of a causeway to reach the island, demonstrating his ability to adapt and overcome seemingly insurmountable obstacles. The fall of Tyre opened the way for his conquest of Egypt. Alexander's arrival in Egypt was met with little resistance. The Persian satrap governor Macedonia surrendered without a fight, and Alexander was welcomed as a liberator. He was crowned pharaoh of Egypt and founded the city of Alexandria, which would become a major center of learning and culture. During his time in Egypt, Alexander visited the Oracle of Amun at Siwa Oasis, where he was declared the son of Zeus Ammon, reinforcing his belief in his divine mission. The decisive confrontation between Alexander and Darius III of Persia occurred at the Battle of Gaugamela in 331 BCE. Despite being outnumbered, Alexander's superior tactics and the discipline of his troops led to a resounding victory. Darius fled the battlefield, and Alexander was proclaimed king of Asia. Alexander's conquests did not end with Persia. He pushed further east, into the Indian subcontinent. In 326 BCE, he faced King Porus at the Battle of the Hydaspes River. The battle was fiercely contested, but Alexander's forces ultimately prevailed. Impressed by Porus's bravery and leadership, Alexander reinstated him as a satrap, demonstrating his policy of incorporating local rulers into his administration. Alexander's empire stretched from Greece to Egypt and as far east as India, creating one of the largest empires in history. His conquests facilitated the spread of Greek culture, language, and ideas throughout the known world, a period known as the Hellenistic Age. This cultural diffusion had lasting impacts on art, architecture, science, and philosophy. Alexander founded over 20 cities, many of which were named Alexandria. These cities became centers of administration, commerce, and Hellenistic culture. The most famous of these, Alexandria in Egypt, housed the Great Library and the Lighthouse of Alexandria, one of the 7 wonders of the ancient world. Alexander's military strategies and tactics are still studied in military academies around the world. His use of the phalanx formation, combined arms tactics, and psychological warfare set new standards for military leadership. Alexander's policy of cultural integration involved marrying local women and encouraging his soldiers to do the same. He adopted elements of Persian dress and customs, which helped to stabilize his vast empire by blending Greek and local cultures. Alexander the Great died on June 10th, 323 BCE, in the palace of Nebuchadnezzar II in Babylon. At the age of 32, the cause of his death remains a subject of speculation, with theories ranging from poisoning to natural causes such as typhoid fever or malaria. Alexander's death left a power vacuum that led to the fragmentation of his empire. His generals, known as the Diadochi, fought for control, eventually dividing the empire into several Hellenistic kingdoms. Despite the political fragmentation, the cultural and intellectual legacy of Alexander's conquests endured for centuries. Alexander the Great's life was a remarkable blend of ambition, military genius, and visionary leadership. His conquests reshaped the ancient world, spreading Greek culture and ideas across 3 continents.